Thanks and welcome to join me. I'm Kijang Henry at before the 6:15. Let's begin with our top stories. Small Bororo locality in the Mayori division, 44 homes ravished, leaving farms and families homeless. Years of savings and hard work have been blown into oblivion. And CEMAC heads of states converged on Libreville, Gabon for an emergency CEMAC extraordinary summit to address macroeconomic risks facing the regions. The summit has been convened by the Congolese President Denis Sassou Nguesso. Our top stories. Welcome to join me. You can hook up with us on our respective platforms on Canal International. We begin from the northern part of the country where bushfire has swept through Luangonje village. It is a small locality in the Mayori division. 44 homes have been swept by ravaging flames, and it is noted that years of savings have been blown into oblivion by the blistering flames. And Morindi is reporting that there is wailing and hunger in the horizon.
A violent bushfire has ravaged Loinjoku, a small village in the Mayore division, destroying 44 homes made of fragile local material. Strong gusts of wind fans the flames, leaving families without shelter and essential belongings in ruins. No lives were lost, but material damage is severe. Granaries full of cereals and household goods were entirely consumed, wiping out years of efforts and savings. The residents of Loinjoku are urgently appealing for help to rebuild their village and regain a sense of normalcy. Traditional herds, including pallets, bukarus, have been reduced to ashes, leaving entire families homeless. The community now faces an uncertain future as it begins the long road to recovery.
For that report, and it was fire outbreak at Bunamusadi, that is in Douala, which that left the residents in panic. It happened early this morning as there was equally wailing and disarray, with people struggling to make sure that they get out most of their belongings. Unfortunately, Cynthia Lache is reporting that nothing was easily done as the firefighters reported to come very late for rescue.
People escape the raging fire using ladder placed against the building. Amateur footage shows individuals taking turns climbing down. We are at Bunamusadi Douala 5 at the former City Council junction. It started with a short circuit, then an explosion. The fire ignited on the pole. We quickly tried to remove everything. We rushed to call the electrical company, but they didn't come. Wednesday evening was tense for residents as the fire, believed to have started from electrical poles, spread quickly through the building. Some people in the neighborhood mobilized to collect sand and threw it on the poles. Others went to nearby buildings to rescue mothers and children trapped inside. The smoke was thick. Firefighters arrived eventually. Several shops in the vicinity were also affected. Scenes of chaos and panic greeted us in front of one of the stores. We haven't counted the losses yet. Some people entered here to grab chargers. My little sister's shop wasn't far. The fire started in the building behind. No fatalities have been reported, but several people were injured and there is significant property damage. Firefighters, aided by local residents, eventually brought the blaze under control. This marks the second major fire in Douala since the start of the week.
Thanks very much, Cynthia Latirant. Today marks exactly 3 years after the brutal killing of journalist Martinez Zogo. 3 years on, the court sessions have been protracting, and Beatrice Ngamo is repeating that court sessions after court sessions, the so-called Martinez Zogo saga is on the balance. Beatrice Ngamo.
Martinez Zogo was abducted last January 17, 2023. His lifeless body was later discovered January 22nd, bearing sign of torture, triggering widespread outrage among media professionals, civil society groups, and human rights organizations. The case quickly escalated into a national scandal, raising serious concerns about press freedom, state accountability, and the safety of whistleblowers. In the months that followed, investigations led to the arrest and persecution of several suspects, including individuals linked to security and intelligence circles. While these legal proceedings signal progress, many observers argue that the process has been slow, opaque, and insufficient to address the full chain of responsibility behind the crime. Hearings after hearings. That is the picture of what is today the Martinez Zogo case at the military tribunal here in Yaoundé. For colleagues, Amplitude FM, friends, and family, Martinez Zogo's memory continues to inspire a relentless pursuit for justice. Media unions have organized commemorations, public debates, and advocacy campaigns calling for stronger protection for journalists and an end to impunity. International watchdogs have also kept the case under close scrutiny, urging Cameroonian authorities to ensure an independent and credible judicial process. Beyond the courtroom, the case has reignited a broader conversation about freedom of expression in Cameroon, issues including intimidation of the press, political interference, and limited accountability for powerful actors. 3 years on, the story of Martinez Zogo is no longer just about one journalist. It has become a national test of commitment to justice, human rights, and democratic values. For many Cameroonians, closure will only come when the full truth is revealed and all those responsible are held to account. On this day of January 22nd, 2026, 3 years later, a son, family, friends, colleagues continue to pray for the peaceful repose of the soul of Martinez Zogo. His mortal remain still in the mortuary, waiting for justice.
And justice delay will be certainly justice denied. Thanks very much, Beatrice Ngamo. CEMAC heads of state are converging on Libreville for an emergency CEMAC summit that has been convened by the president or chairperson of the CEMAC, Denis Sassou Nguesso. Sassou Nguesso is the Congolese president. And of course, this session is convened amid very turbulent moments or economic moments for the sub-region, as we are gathering from you. Ambogla.
The emergency summit comes just 4 months after CEMAC leaders last met to review the region's economic and financial outlook. Since then, warning signs have intensified, including rising public debt.
Now, in Congo, they will have to address severe macroeconomic instability of the region and to manage rising debt of the region and ensuring monetary stability.
Pressure on foreign exchange reserves, coupled with renewed speculation over a possible devaluation of the CFA francs, remains a major concern. Analysts say the effective management of external reserves and public debt is now critical for the 6-member bloc.
Our reserve stood at approximately 6,377 billion at the start of this year, while this could cover 4.2 months of import. The external coverage ratio has slipped from 75% to approximately 67%. In the short run, we think that our CFA is stable because it is still being backed by the French Treasury.
Today, for instance, we have this declining in reserve. There is no more money in our stock. They need to harmonize the strategy for economic operator to bring back money.
They argue that leaders must reassure international partners of CEMAC's economic direction while strengthening regional solidarity to avoid isolated national responses.
The IMF, during the last ordinary session, pushed head of state to take commitments in terms of reforms, structural reforms. Where are the head of state with the evaluation?
We need regional debt consolidation, in which case we need to make sure that regional securities markets are strong so that states can borrow within the region instead of relying on very expensive euro bonds.
Experts also stress the need to attract more foreign direct investment, consolidate public debt, and ensure oil and other revenues are repatriated and retained within the sub-region to stabilize the economy.
Gladys Dibang reporting there for the 6:15 after weeks of online reports on online report highlighting dangers in app-based rights. Many residents in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, are now very skeptical to book online rides back to their respective destinations. Cynthia Latte is reporting that there have been dangers in the process, as many have reported hijacks.
What was once considered a modern, secure alternative to traditional taxis is now being viewed with caution. Across social media and digital platforms, stories of assaults, scams, and unsafe rides have circulated widely, reshaping public perception of online ride services.
Lorsque je me déplace, en plus la nuit.
The growing mistrust has made a significant number of residents skeptical about booking rides through applications. Honestly, with the bad reviews given online, I must say it frightens me to book an online ride. Yet, the picture is far from uniform. For others, online rides remain a reliable and safe way to go about daily activities. At the same time, critics argue that the rapid growth of ride-hailing industry in Cameroon has not been matched with strong regulation and security guarantees. Some users complain that the sector has expanded too fast without enough monitoring mechanisms.
Cars are not always very neat. When you're ordering for the cars online, they are very clean, but when they arrive, they are not clean. Even the drivers too, they are sometimes rude. In Douala, reactions remain deeply divided. Some see digital transport as progress and opportunity, while others view it as a risky business model that needs urgent reform.
Who recruits the drivers for online bookings? How are they recruited? And what are the criteria or measures put in place to guarantee the safety of customers? Sherifa Saleh actually went speaking to some of the recruitment agencies and now fires into this report.
As public confidence in online ride services continues to waver, ride-hailing companies are under increasing pressure to prove that safety is more than just a marketing promise. We met with a resource person, a country manager of a major online ride company operating in Cameroon, who outlined the internal processes used before any driver is allowed onto the platform.
A driver is not activated on the platform until a certain number of criteria are duly met.
According to him, recruitment begins with identity verification.
The technology permits for the possibility to share the details of your trip on the real time, right? Permits the possibility for you to be able to know the driver that is driving the vehicle and identify the vehicle that is coming to pick you up when you request for a trip, right? And also allows for a GPS tracking of every trip that is happening on our platform.
Beyond documentation, drivers are required to meet technical and professional standards.
With high standards and professional driving, responsible driving, and professional behavior, so that we can ensure excellent customer service.
Security, he added, does not stop at recruitment. Platforms rely on digital tracking systems that allow trips to be monitored in real time.
The user have access to a couple of tools, digital tools that they can always use to indicate inappropriate incidents. For example, you have the assistance button. You have the possibility to contact support at any moment in time.
In cities like Douala, where concerns about insecurity have grown following numerous online reports of dangerous ride experiences, such assurances are seen as crucial to rebuilding trust.
Much Sherifa Saleh drawing the curtains for this edition of the 6:15. I've been Kejang Henry Athembe, thanking you for being there with us. And we wish you a wonderful day ahead. Lee Piju will be coming up shortly with the debrief, the actuality. And of course, she's going to handle very jaw-breaking issues. From all of us, it's goodbye.